on Friday at a press conference held at the police headquarters in Banjul. Mustafa Mbai has the details.
A week since the body of Musa Koli was found dumped in the middle of the highway in Birkama, and this was followed by a massive manhunt by police. Within hours, investigators arrested 3 people, a truck driver and 2 of his apprentices. Acting Inspector General of Police Mamour Diop, flanked by Deputy PRO Assistant Superintendent Fode Konta, told reporters at the press conference that after questioning the initial suspects, police realized that they weren't involved and has since been released.
Initially, suspicions were directed to 3 accused persons, a driver and his 2 apprentices. They were arrested on the suspicions that probably they are linked to the death of Musa Koli.
Job explained that several witnesses came forward to prove the innocence of the 3 suspects following their arrest. But now Job confirmed that investigators who believe that Musa's body was laid in the middle of the highway to fake an accident have indeed got their man. Lamin Mane, alias Owl, has since confessed to the killing and is expected to appear in court latest by Monday.
Somebody very close to the deceased was involved. And as we unfold the investigation, we came to realize that he was the person that killed his friend. We visited the scene and he confessed voluntarily as to why he killed him, and he regretted because at that time of the attack he allegedly said he was under the influence of alcohol.
Acting IGP Job also confirmed that the suspected killer, seen here at the deceased compound just a day after brutally murdering his victim, was also the one who mobilized the crowd that attacked and overran the Birkama police station, demanding the suspects and controlling the police station for hours. The IGP warns people to desist from such illegal acts, saying it's only the courts that interpret the law.
Irrespective of any political affiliations, we live as a nation, and it's the duty of every person to ensure that the peace and tranquility of this nation is no way compromised. Gone are those days when people take the law into their hands.
The police chief reiterated that the security of the country would never be compromised and issued a warning to entertainment centers, including nightclubs, that fail to abide by provisions in their licenses that they risk closure.
All entertainment areas are subjected to license insurance. We give them license provided that they keep peace, provided that they keep law and order. But if we license a place for the sale of liquor or whatever, and there are crimes committed constantly, we have a right to revoke that license. And we are going to go by that.
But as investigations continue to try to get to the bottom of how and why this gruesome murder occurred, the police chief promises that no stone will be left unturned and the public will be kept abreast as and when necessary. Reporting for Grts News, I am Mustafa Mbai.
A Gambian national has won the prestigious French Medal of Légion d'honneur for the first time since the award was initiated. Divided into several categories, the Order of Légion d'honneur is the highest decoration in France. The colorful ceremony was graced by government officials, family members, diplomats, and other dignitaries. Aja Maria Manjai reports.
Occasion which goes down as a historical first, specially honors the president of the committee member of the Alliance Française of Banjul, Dr. Omar Chernobari, was granted the Légion d'honneur by French Ambassador Christophe Bigot. In his remarks, the French ambassador to the Gambia, Christophe Bigot, delivered a short biography of Dr. Omar Chernobari.
Through him also, we are celebrating the French alliance, the Franco-Gambian alliance, who just had 70 years of life, and which is very active here in Serekunda, and who is promoting French and Gambian culture.
Full of emotion and joy, Dr. Omar Nobari received the prestigious medal from the French ambassador and thanked the audience for coming to witness what he described as a national first and one of the most memorable day in his life.
It is very, very emotional. It is with much humility and full of gratitude that I receive this honor on behalf of all those that have promoted French in the Gambia in all its forms. I received this award not because I am more qualified or have contributed more to the language than anybody else, but because I became the representative of all the efforts done by many lovers of the language. For me, it is a singular honor, and I thank you very much for that experience.
The director of Alliance Française de Banjul, Claude Pujoli, congratulated Dr. Omar Nobari and says the opportunity to deliver a message of farewell to Alliance Française staff and the general public as he prepares to leave Banjul after the completion of his tour of duty in the Gambia. A sumptuous dinner closed the occasion, which brought together the massive fraternity of the Alliance Française Gambia. Ajama Yamanjai reporting for GRTS News.
The Gambia Ports Authority, GPA, on Friday presented their activity report and financial statement for the year 2015-2016 before the Public Enterprise Committee of the National Assembly. Ibrahim Asanu witnessed proceedings and filed in this report.
Presenting the report before deputies, the Managing Director of Gambia Ports Authority, Abdullah Tambidu, said the Banjul Port serves as an entry and exit point for about 80% of the country's import and export trade.
In responding to the needs of its customers, the port is continuously investing in resources, both human and capital, as evidenced by both long and short-term causes, local and overseas, especially at the lower cadre, and also the procurement of cargo handling equipment and its associated spare parts, civil infrastructure, and computerization.
Despite the fierce interport competition within the sub-region, the impact of Ebola outbreak in 2014-2015 and government's directives in April 2015 on foreign exchange rate restrictions, the authority's overall financial position continues to improve.
The port will strive to continue improving on its overall performance, especially in the ship operations, cargo throughput, handling productivity, and ship turnaround time. It is pleasing to note that our human assets have contributed immensely towards the realization of our corporate objective.
However, GPA realized a decrease in revenue by 21% in 2015 due to fall in number of vessels, which is the main revenue driver of the authority. The chairperson of the Public Enterprise Committee and member for Serekunda, Honorable Halifa Salah, urged the board chair of GPA to take up responsibility of their functions.
You have full authority to do so. You may request that this Public Enterprise Committee invite those people to appear. If you engage in consultation, you feel that some of them should appear. If you ask us, we will invite them to appear. But essentially, you are sitting to represent GPA, and others will just come as witnesses if you wish them to be here.
Sittings adjourned to a later date determined by the committee. Ibrahim Nsane, GRTS News.
The former Director General of the Gambia Radio and Television Services, Ibrahim Masila, finally bade farewell to his former staff as he prepares to take up his new portfolio as Minister of Information and Communications Infrastructure. The former boss of the state broadcaster used the emotional moment to thank the staff for their support. By Ibrahim Cham tells us more.
An emotional gathering as staff of GRTS bid farewell to the former Director General, Ibrahim Masila, as he prepares for his new elevation to the post of Information Minister. Managers of the Institute spoke about how Mr. Silla championed and pioneered unprecedented reforms in setting high standards and improving the welfare of the staff. Human Resource Manager Yankuba Jata spoke on the impact DG Silla made on the programs department and the newsroom.
Among the areas that he really made impact was our programs department. We all know how we were before. But today, our audience, if we are to carry out an audience research, you will know that we've moved from 65 to 85% because of DG Silla.
The Deputy Director General of Programs mentioned that this was the first time a Director General of GRTS has been elevated to a minister, and that he has already laid the foundation for great things ahead.
There's a transformation agenda he has been championing, and that is going to open the floodgates for GRTS. We are going to see improvements, a massive improvement in a lot of areas in years and months to come. And all that groundwork has been laid by Mr. Silla.
Mr. Silla said his 17 months at GRTS had seen huge improvements in transforming the national broadcast.
The biggest transformation that has happened in this country since 2017 is GRTS. Every home that you go to in this country now watches GRTS. In the last 3 months alone, in the first quarter, we were able to net more than $8 million of TV revenue. I know that this institution, if it progresses, we all progress. If it fails, we all fail. So, that choice is yours. From now on, as I have always been saying, you have to see this institution as yours. When this institution progresses, you will all progress. That is why we have been able to increase everyone's take home here by 100%.
Finally, staff spoke on how Mr. Silla transformed their lives and praised his pragmatic working ethics.
You were talking about your 17 months in GRTS. We would have loved you spent 17 years here.
Just to tell you that the impact you've had in our life, and you can have an impact in every other person's life, but the impact you have in the lives of the youngest people lives forever.
Thank you. The job you started, young ones like us, we will continue where you want it to be.
Ibrahim Silla has done his part. Everybody has said it here. But each and every one of you seated here has a stake in the next level this institution is going to move on.
As staff await for a new Director General, the legacy of Mr. Silla will forever be remembered. For GRTS News, I'm Ibrahim Chan.
The Director General of the Gambia Immigration Department, Boubacar Sanyang, has reaffirmed his office's commitment to curbing irregular migration in the Gambia. Mr. Sanyang made these remarks at the close of a 3-week intensive training on migration management and territorial control for 26 security officers drawn from the Gambia Immigration Department, the Gambia Police Force, and National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Usman Mane has details.
Gambia have registered a significant number of her youths searching for greener pasture through irregular migration to Europe in recent times, whilst others are engaged into unlawful activities in order to live a better life. It is against this background that the Gambia Immigration Department and its development partners convened a 3-week intensive training on migration management and territorial control at the Joint Officers' Mess in Kotu. The EU-funded project is being implemented by Guardia Civil, Fiscal and Border Command of the Kingdom of Spain. The Director General of the Gambia Immigration Department, Boubacar Sanyang, stated that the training has equipped the officers with requisite skills to mitigate the upsurge in youth migration, cross-border crimes, and effective border surveillances across the country.
Apart from being occupied in classroom, you also have time to practice a number of practicals concerning migration management. You have addressed border surveillance method with night visions, cross-border crimes, fundamental human rights, control of passengers and luggage, unexpected reaction under traffic checkpoint, and many more.
He commended the Spanish government for their relentless efforts to addressing the negative effects of migration in the Gambia. The Charge d'Affaires of Spain to the Gambia, José del Palacios, said the training exercise has harnessed the surveillance skills of security agents in tackling irregular migration and other crimes within and along borders of the Gambia, citing the recent arrests of criminals and would-be migrants.
Cases of success
of the Gambian security agencies have happened, be it the seizure of record high quantities of illegal substances, the dismantling of networks of illegal migrants, or even the seizure of ships that were fishing illegally in Gambian waters.
He assured his office's continuous collaboration and support and further called for concerted efforts in tackling the menace. On behalf of the trainees, Inspector Keba Fai of the Gambia Immigration Department thanked the trainers and urged his colleagues to make the best use of the knowledge gained.
But with the help of this effective training that we underwent for complete 3 weeks, with the help of the materials being supplied to us, those are some of the gadgets that can help us improve our mode of operations in the borders.
Usman Mane, Grts.
A press release from the chairman of the Commission of Inquiry into the Faraba Banta incident informs the general public that the Commission of Inquiry into the incident will be sitting at the Atlantic Hotel from Mondays to Fridays, beginning Friday the 6th of July to the 1st of August 2018 between 9 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. The release also states that the Commission will be sitting at Faraba Banta and other locations where it deems it necessary. And now to another media release coming from the Gambia Armed Forces, which informs the general public that it will be conducting live firing exercises on Monday, the 9th of July, at the Lance Corporal Bojang Range in Brikama. The general public, especially residents living around the range in Brikama, Kasakunda, Jalambang, and other satellite villages, are urged not to panic, but cautioned to avoid the designated area on the above-mentioned dates. Officials of the Gambia Ferries Department are calling on the passengers plying the Banjul-Bara ferry route to comply with ferry supervisors. The GPA Ferries Management also informs the general public that there is an ongoing dredging exercise at the ferry and the ship landing site. Khadijatu Jallo tells us more on that development.
The ferry crossing point between Banjul and Bara is one of the most important transport hubs in the Gambia, with hundreds of people and vehicles making the crossing every day. Following an incident on Thursday when a truck moving out of the ferry caused an inconvenience, which took the technical team hours to resolve, the Deputy Managing Director of the ferry service called on passengers for a positive
service has been restored and the ferry is moving, as you can see behind me. So if you are given instructions to stop, you must stop. You know, but generally, this is a general attitude sometimes for drivers. When they are given instructions to stop, they don't stop. And that could cause, you know, accident, sometimes fatal. Yesterday we were lucky that this was not a fatal accident. For effective and efficient service delivery, a dredging exercise also started on Thursday at the ferry terminal and ship dogging area. GPA's senior officials renewed the importance of the dredging in addressing some of the challenges in service delivery.
This will enable the ferries to land safely and reduce the waiting time, that is the tidal restrictions. So the amount of time the vessels have to wait for low and high water will be reduced, and thus the efficiency of the operations will be significantly improved.
The number of people, the number of clients that we have, we receive here on a daily basis, I think poses a big challenge considering the capacity that we have to deliver that expectation. But notwithstanding, we are doing everything that we can do, including this dredging, because also you can see recently we have been given timetables for tidal restrictions. After this dredging, that will be no more, and then that will give us more frequencies. The ferry trips will be increased, and when that increases, at least capacity will be increased. That will help us solve some of the challenges. Notwithstanding, we still have a lot more to do, and we are doing everything within our powers to ensure an improvement and a final solution to these challenges that we are having here.
The project manager, Matthew Everett, said if everything went accordingly, the project will last for 8 weeks. The deputy managing director, Khalid Gai, said another project recently approved by GPA management will also address challenges in the smooth operation of the ferries.
Okay, you can see behind me, there's a pile. That pile is very hostile to the ferry. You can see it is iron against iron, and the frequency is every time we put a fender, the fender goes off. You know, so this is causing a lot of damage to the ferries, and thank God it was only over the weekend, or last Friday, rather, we were able to have approval from GPA to do these works.
Expectations are high that after the successful completion of the dredging exercise, both the ferry service and port would deliver quicker and better services. Khadijatu Jallow, reporting for GRTS News.
And we will take a short break now. When we come back, we will take a look at the international scene. We'll be right back.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my official 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real official 4G SIM and receive 1 gigabyte of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes. Get 1 gigabyte for free just by replacing your SIM card at any official outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 gigabyte for free.
From AfriCell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where AfriCell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
In modern agriculture, mechanization is the key to improving production and efficiency. It is the solution to large-scale production and improvement in the quality of farm produce. Now within easy reach, AMT Agricultural Mechanization Technology, AMT, brings you technology and machinery that addresses your ever-growing modern farming needs. AMT, a partner of the Sahel Investment Group, has in stock different types of machinery ranging from VST mini tractor, rotavator, multi-crop thresher, paddy multi-crop thresher, manual seed drill, groundnut decorticator, mini rice mill, millet and maize mill, ox-driven seed drill, MB reversing plow, seeder or fertilizer drill, tractor or seed fertilizer. To acquire any of these equipment, visit AMT offices at the Sahel Knowledge Campus on MDI Road, Kanifing, or call us on 997-8829 or 7046-114. AMT and Sahel Invest Group, here to address your agricultural mechanization efforts.
And now a brief look at the international scene. Egypt says it's building what will be the biggest underground metro station in the Middle East and Africa. It will be part of the third metro line. The fourth phase of Line 3 is set to be inaugurated this coming December. The line will connect the airport to the downtown network. And Tunisia has raised the price of petroleum products for the second time this year. The government says it is working to further control the subsidy system, while consumers say the hike is too much. Well, that brings us to our second break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
kids drinking water gets the best out of you.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's why we want you to see it, just as we see it now. LG OLED TV.
And now to end the news, a look again at the main news headlines. The Acting Inspector General of Police has updated the press on latest moves to cut down crime and new developments in the suspected murder of a 20-year-old man. Lawmakers have examined the activity report and the financial statement of the Gambia Ports Authority for the year 2015-2016. The Gambia's Dr. Cherno Omar Bari has received the prestigious French Légion d'honneur, and Egypt has announced it's building what is said to be the biggest underground metro station in the Middle East and Africa. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's edition of GRT's News. We thank you for your time and hope you'll join us again same time tomorrow for another news bulletin. Till then, from your news team, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.